Gloom and doom, market bubbles, what in the world do you do? Alright, so just wanted to talk to you today about what's going on with people who are predicting the market's going to crash and we're going to have a huge recession and such. So I wanted to say first off that nobody can predict the market, and that's me as well. So I definitely cannot predict the market, okay? But when you start listening to a lot of folks, you're going to hear some people that say there's going to be a small increase, small decrease, this, that, and then every once in a while you hear people that this is going to crash and it's doomsday, okay? And I predict doomsday is going to happen in January. I predict doomsday is going to happen in a different day, but it's doomsday, okay? So what in the world does that mean? When people often say something about doomsday and recessions and depressions and things like that, if it hits, everybody remembers it, but if it doesn't hit, it doesn't happen, right? And a lot of people don't remember that. So I just would like for you to know, or my opinion is the reason why I want to make this video is I wouldn't worry so much about a recession or a depression, not because I can predict it. I would just look at historical data, okay? And we know that the last real recession that we've had in real estate has been in 2007. And I am definitely not saying one's not coming up. We might have one that comes up. We might not have one that comes up. But just do what you're supposed to do at that time. So if you're going to buy a house, buy a house. If you're going to sell a house, sell a house. If you're going to lease out a house, do that. But you cannot predict the market. And you also can't be on the sidelines for being a worrywart either. I know a lot of people who stopped buying houses in, say, 2012 because they thought the home prices were too expensive then. Well, if you would have bought a home in 2012, that house would probably be worth twice as much money right now. And so that would have been awful advice for back then. So, and I was concerned that the market was going to crash, say 2 years ago when COVID happened. If you would have bought a home then, homes would have appreciated. So the same could be said if you bought a home in 2005, the home market went down in 2007, but it didn't go down too much. So you just can't predict the market. And what, in my opinion, the best advice is have a well-rounded portfolio of properties, of diversification, of just several different things, and that will help keep you wealthier in the long run and do what you normally would do. So if you're normally going to buy a home, buy a home for a rental home. If you were never going to buy a rental home, then I wouldn't buy a rental home. But just don't change too much because of somebody who's saying gloom and doom. Do what you would do in a normal market. And in the end, one thing that we haven't had lately is a normal market. And if you're asking me what's going to happen, I would say that the market would level out where we have some buyers and sellers. That's what I predict, but I'm not going to be the best predictor in the world. But that's kind of what I would think is we're going to have more of a regular market, more regular days on market and such once builders start catching up with building. So that's what I think. Hope that helps. I know I spoke a lot about gloom and doom, but I don't think you can live your life in fear. Have a great day.